that are here to witness this historic day. Thank you to Nisga'a for bringing us all together and for all of the work that you did to bring your ancestor home. Give them a hand. Sigidimnak, Sigidimnak, Scuba Wilson, Tanik Scuba Ich, chiefs, matriarchs, respected elders, Nisga'a youth, Mr. John Devine, head of the Scottish Government, head of the Scottish Government Office in Canada, Mr. Daniel Kwan Watson, Deputy Minister of Crown Indigenous Relations, and the official representative for Canada, Mr. David Eby, Premier of British Columbia, all visiting dignitaries, friends and guests that have come to share this very special day with the Nisga'a Nation. A special thank you, a special shout out to members of the military, members of the Canadian Armed Forces, especially to the Nisga'a citizens who are in the Canadian Armed Forces and participated in getting our ancestor home. On behalf of the Nisga'a Nation, I extend warm greetings and welcome each of you to this very historic day. It signifies truth and reconciliation, because when we think about truth and reconciliation tomorrow, we relate it to artifacts that were taken without our consent. And it brings a lot of emotions to our nation. Emotions that are filled with happiness, filled with grief, filled with tears. But at the same time, we're so very happy to have our ancestor home with Nisga'a. Samagat Nisga'a, Chief Earl Stevens, Knox Awit, Dr. Amy Parent, and the rest of your family. I wish to extend heartfelt congratulations to each of you on this remarkable achievement. It took a lot of work, it took a lot of time, but it brought us to this day, and it brought us together to help you celebrate a very momentous time for your family. We have our ancestor home. In 2010, on these very grounds, the Nisga'a Nation welcomed home 300 plus treasures that are now housed in our very own Nisga'a Museum. At that time, Washington Samagat Clech, the late Dr. Joseph Gosnell, called on museums and private collectors of the world to return what rightfully belongs to the Nisga'a Nation. The addition of the Nisga'a memorial pole to the Nisga'a Museum is another chapter in the journey of bringing our ancestors home. To the Scottish Government and the National Museum of Scotland, we thank you. Thank you for this tremendous act of reconciliation. We are on a journey together to show the world what reconciliation in action looks like. We thank you for your tremendous gesture that you did. course, there has been challenges on the journey to bring our ancestors home. We are so thankful that the challenges have been overcome. And we are thankful that our ancestor has made it home with no further challenges. But we must never forget the way of life of our ancestors. The way of life of our ancestors that was disturbed with the onset of settlers. So here we are today, welcoming home our ancestor with Nisga'a and his family. Our former Nisga'a leaders had the vision to negotiate into the Nisga'a Treaty the return of cultural treasures from provincial, federal institutions, wherever they may be housed. They set the bar for us, Nisga'a and his family. And for those Nisga'a yet to be unborn, we want to continue to bring our ancestors home. This is the start, Nisga'a and his family, what you've done. The Nisga'a Memorial Pole will be that significant addition to the Nisga'a Museum. It's rich history. You've heard the history from Dr. Parent. It's a rich history that will live on for years to come. And its return home today will become another part of that story. This will be told for generations yet to come. And it's important for our nation to keep alive the stories within our nation for our children. We're an oral history. We have oral history that has to continue. It could never stop. Lisims government was most happy to stand with Samagat Nisga'a and his family on this journey. Thank you for inviting Lisims government, Samagat Nisga'a. We are happy. We are also very happy that our treaty partners, the government of British Columbia, the government of Canada, for stepping forward so significantly. You will more than likely hear the report in terms of why we're thanking our treaty partners for what they've done to help us get our ancestor home. We thank the Department of Canadian Heritage who have assisted with the installation of the pole, the Department of National Defence who safely transported the memorial pole from Scotland to CFB, Trenton in Ontario, to Victoria and then to Terrace. And thank you to the government of British Columbia who have contributed remarkably to this beautiful day we have today. And can I ask all of our federal and provincial officials with us today to stand? Thank you so much for all of your contributions to getting our ancestor home. And to our Nisga'a youth with us today, you are witnessing history in the making. Thank you for being with us today. We look forward to continued work with Nisga'a once the pole is completed with its installation. Thank you. Kabisi. And before I vacate the podium, I want to, on behalf of Nisga'a, present a flag to Samagat Nisga'a to signify the remarkable work that you have done to get your ancestor home to Nisga'a lands where they belong, where he belongs. Nisga'a. Thank you, Smoggett.